Hello, just me again. It's the Amelia Earhart Show, flying solo. Terry will be back tomorrow. Yesterday at Parx, not a bad day. We had a couple of pick fours. Unfortunately, the 8 horse finished second. Had a little bit of place money on them, but overall, profitable day. So we'll always take a day where more money is made than wagers are suggested. That's the goal, hopefully, every single day. I don't know about you, but for me, going to the track, breaking even. And when I define break even, that means cost, all your costs for the day, your food, your entry, your programs, the good times. And if you come away with a little bit extra money in your pocket, more than you started with, and all your food and all that's paid for, that's a good day. If you have a really profitable day, we call those great days. Well, hopefully we have a great day today. A guaranteed tip sheet at Mahoning Valley. Feel like a lot of good horses running today. Great chances to win. That's why we designated it as our free track. There is a link in the description here on YouTube, X, horseracingtoday.net, wherever it is that you follow us. Good morning, Don Johnson. How are you? Thanks for joining us as always. Greatly appreciated. And like Don, if you have any thoughts, you want to say hi, you have picks, any suggestions, whatever it is, let us know in the comment. Let me know in the comment section. Helps me keep the show going. All right, so let's get going with our picks. Starting in race number 1 today, let's take a look at the dynamics here. The condition's pretty simple. So it's a mile 70 yards, maiden claimer for 1,500. The purse is 19 grand. Maiden's 3 years old. Pretty easy information right there. Looking at the profile of a winner for a mile and 70 yards. Early speed does great. 31% of the time they go wire to wire. There's a rail bonus for Wild Captain. 2 and 3, those post positions, they got a little bit more difficult. 4 through 7, a bonus so far, 8 and out in 2025. Not really been a good place to be at $170. We do 1,000 simulations. Here's all the data that we've created our own. A lot of this is exclusive data. There is a link to this specific sheet in the description on YouTube. Click on that. You can follow along. But I did mention early speed is a huge factor. You do see here, according to our 1,000 simulations, that the 8-horse, a great chance to get to the lead. Also on the pace, the 8-horse, having a 6-point advantage over everybody else. I think a good chance that 8-horse gets out to the front. So far, none of the horses have been able to score a race of par for this level. So that means, according to Brisnet, the average speed figure for the winner is 71. Nobody's been able to make it to that milestone, probably why none of them have any wins. Every single horse is dropping in class, although the 2-horse in here, the 3, second race, you see here par ability. That means that horse does have a chance to get across that hurdle. Also one of the top jockeys on the 3 and the 4. Top trainer on the 6 and the 8. As far as our pace is concerned, you see the 1's a closer. Everybody else so far not within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line. Looks like according to our comfort zone, the 6 and the 8 in our 1,000 simulations, 50% of the time, 57% of the time for the 8. Those horses had races that matched their best performances. As for me in my picks, I'm going to start race number 1. I'm sorry, I'm a little ahead of myself here with the 8-horse. Small School Wonder is the lone maiden special weight dropper. Speed and fade in its debut. First time Lasix. Don't Doubt Declan, the 6-horse. That one should be better in the second race. Off the bench. Faster late fractions last time out. Coach Knight, big bounce in race number 2. Another step up here would be good for the 7-horse. And then finally, Fast and Sweet, second race improvement would be enough to put that one above par. Good morning, Nelson Mendoza. How are you today? Thank you for joining us in Venezuela. Pick 6, please. I don't know what to pick 6. Race 1, 1357 box for our good friend Private Ross. The 8 is fixed, he says. Forget about it. The 8 is a no-brainer. They're getting into the gates for race number 1. Let's see if the 8 is a no-brainer. Right now, the 1-horse, Wild Captain, taking a lot of money. 9-5, not making it into the picks there. So look out for that one. The 8 is 7-2. So some value, perhaps. Let's take a look at our odds in here. Looks like Fast and Sweet at 9-1. Woof, that one's pretty much an overlay because our simulation odds says it should be closer to 5-2. Maybe even the simulation favorite. Who else got some value in here? Maybe the 5-horse at 3-1. So the 1-horse last time out, Wild Captain, did show better speed. better pace from start to finish, and better fractions, dropping in class. Let's see how this one plays out, folks. Right now, Wild Captain, the one horse, one that didn't make it into my selections, is 9-5. So maybe I will regret not putting it in my top 4. All right, let's see how they get running. They're about to get off and running, and they are off and running. Right now, the 6 horse has headed out, the gray, nice looking gray. The 8 horse, kind of running cockeyed, so I don't know what that horse is going to do. The 5 horse, all the way in the back, McGricken, long way off. The horses, some of them running kind of green. The 7 horse, one kind of just got squeezed a little bit on the rail by the 2, so I can make its trip a little, no, the 6, could make its trip a little bit difficult. The 8 horse has made its way to the front, small school 1. The 7 horse right now in the trailing position. Opening quarter 24-10, maybe a touch on the fast side for these folks. The 7 horse remains in second. Right now, the 1 horse managed to make its way around the 6 and has pulled in to third. The 6 is now in fourth. The 5 and the 3, about 3 lengths off the pack in the back over there. Let's see if they can make up some ground here in the end. As they make their way towards the turn, they got to slow it down a lot. So 50 seconds basically for the opening half. Really no excuses for those 2 horses up front not to be able to remain there. 3 horses not running in the back for that second race improvement. The 7 has dipped its nose in front of the 8. The 1 is trying to come up into the race here. The jockeys asked him to go already. I don't think he's catching him. I think the 7 is going to be the one that wins this race, folks. I could be wrong because he's starting to shorten his stride a little bit, but it doesn't look like the 1's making up a lot of ground. As they make their way for home, the 7 horse is starting to fade a little bit, but the horse that's coming with the most aggressiveness right now is the 5 horse. The 1 horse is trying. The 5 horse is squeezing in on the rail. The 7 maintains the lead. It's going to be close at the wire. I don't know who's going to win this race. Nobody's really coming hard. Looks like it's going to go the 5 horse, then the 7, then the 1. 5, 7, 1 in an awkward race. McGricken, as we take a look back over here, McGricken was the second choice in our par odds. Was also a maybe horse, meaning that horse has been within 5 points speed figure wise. Missed out on that opener. Not my favorite race. Probably a pass for me if I'm at the track on these maiden claiming types, unless I'm part of a vertical bet. Also, was one of your biggest class droppers here at 1.5, 1.2 lengths. Better pace across the board last time out. So some reasons there to consider that 5 horse. Off to race number 2. We shall go now. This one is 5.5 furlongs. Also, the first pick 4 of the day. Yesterday, I hit the second pick 4, the first pick 4, and the late pick 4. So let's see if we can catch another pick 4, a couple pick 4s today. Another dandy, 5.5 furlongs, maiden claiming $10,000. Maidens 4-year-olds and up, as you might imagine, at Parx, where speed does matter. 5.5 furlongs does favor horses that can get to the front. Be middle forward, but still 4 out of 10 do win on the lead. There's a rail bonus for max forward speed. 2 and 3 play fair. There is a big discount for post 4 through 7. 8 and up get a bonus. Once again, let's take a look at our data for race number 2. If you're looking for some speed, does look like the 2 horse has a lot more speed than anybody else, about twice as much as the rest of the field. Also taps out is our top pace number. The 3 horse will give it a little bit of a challenge. You also see the 3 horse right there. 5 horse right now, simulated odds, 9-5 as the favorite. Also has the most late speed. Our top 4 total pace horses, you got right there, the 6, the 5, the 4, and the 2. About 7 out of 10 winners come out of that grouping, the top 4. In this race, we do see the 4 and the 6 have raced already on their resume. That's hit par in this case. 71, so you know they can get there. They've done it once. They can do it again. The 1 horse, the only one dropping in class. You see those horses that did show some early pace improvement. That's the 1, the 2, the 5, and the 6. So maybe those are the horses that will run great races today. Looks like the best jockey trainer combo is the 2 horse. Good jockey as well on the 6. The race shape here balanced. 3 that want to be forward, 3 in the middle, 2 that want to be forward. 2 in the middle, 2 in the back. The 4 horse, the only one with a C-zone, Voi e Vengo, above 50%. So 50% likelihood that today's pace will match its best race. In race number 2, I'm going to start with the 2 horse, Stout-Hearted Pace Setter, a little better early fractions last time out, early pace. Max Forward Speed, the 1 horse. Strong Rail, this one is a track dropper. And what I mean by a track dropper, this course is coming in from, you'll see it ran at Gulfstream Park. So if you rank tracks, I would rank Gulfstream Park a little bit higher. Also a little bit of a class dropper in there as well. So track and class dropper, those horses tend to perform well. Number 5, Lord CB, my 3rd choice. 3 small speed figure increases in a row, and according to Barry Meadows in his book, The Skeptical Handicapper, 3 speed figures in a row that go on the rise or more, that horse will win about 15% of the time or better. And then the 6 horse, that one's one of your early morning favorites, but this shows some better early speed last time out. The trainer is 0 for 29. That's a tough trainer to back. That barn, if there's a such thing as cold, that's cold for sure. Who won the opener was the 5 horse that won that first race in there. Scary Creations, first claim off the fall between the 1 and the 7 in that first race there. Yeah, I didn't really see anything in there, to be honest with you. Kind of veered out a little bit. It's Parx. They usually let things stand. Fact is, though, that a lot of times the longer they take, the more likely they are to make a change. Race 2, 265 box for our good friend, Private Ross. Scary Creations, you got anything? I doubt they'll make a change, too. I wholeheartedly agree with that. I'm going to start my pick 4 here. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 6, 3, 5, 7, 1, 2, 6, and 7. So if you're new today, you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Follow us on all of our social sites. Retweet if you're watching on X right now, and follow us there as well if you have not done so. You see all of our social sites. They are scrolling down below. Thank you for all the comments so far. Keep them up. The more interactivity we have, the better our search ranking scores become. So when people search for horse racing picks, they might come across Terry and I, which is our goal. Then they'll follow us and stay with us, hopefully, forever, like many of our community have. Race 3 is next on my agenda. This one is 7 furlongs, a part of this mating festival today. They're going to step it up a little bit. Maiden claiming $40,000. Purse is $32 for maidens that are 3-year-olds. Very simple for the 7 furlong race. About as far as back as they can go. 1 turn around the track. At 7 furlongs, the typical horse that wins is middle forward. Still 1 out of 4 roughly get the first call and also get the last call first. There's a rail bonus for Airman Trevor. 2 and 3 play fair. 4 through 7, a little discount. 8 and out, a bonus. Forward leaning speed, it can be useful. Once again, we go to our data sheet, which you can find in the description here on YouTube. You do find the 1 horse on the rail, a pretty strong early pace edge for Airman Trevor. Does also have the early pace edge. We see here the 2 horse has about 1.5 length late speed edge over everybody else. So the 2 horses close coming out of the turn. Could be hard to hold that one off. Reeling and dealing for the first time today, we see a horse make it into this column. That top last race speed figure, a handful of points better than everybody else. Andrew Beyer, the founder, maker, creator, the genesis of the speed figure, says any horse with a 3-point advantage, one that you have to highly consider. Also, our top total pace horse in here. Again, top total pace horses, we got 4 of them in it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, 7 out of 10 winners in that group. So far, nobody has managed to hit that par score. So we'll see if somebody can get it done today. We do see a first-time starter in here with that 6 horse. Black out the noise, but only scoring 1.9 out of 3 possible points on that first-time score. But if nobody else has hit par, you absolutely have to strongly consider first-time starters. Here we see the 2 horse, along with the 3 horse, the 4 horse, and the 5. Very good chances today's horses will mirror their best performances. 5 is a lone E, so if you can get the lead, look out. You should compete for the lead. 1, 2, and 4 want to pressure. 3 wants to close, but it doesn't look like the 3 has the most closing speed. And the 6 today, as we mentioned, making the first time start today. I will start with the 4 horse here in race number 3 as my top pick. Reelin' and Dealin' does have that top last race speed figure, 4 points better than everybody, 5 points better than everybody else. Part of the early speed, sim favorite, also a maiden special weight dropper. It's a big deal. Ohio Joe showed speed in its debut, flat in race number 2. Took some time off, getting first Lasix today. Maybe that's a winning combination. Speed and Lasix always works out pretty well. The 6 horse, Block Out the Noise. Mention that is your first time starter. Nobody hit par so far. Automatic include in the top 4. And then Rivers Gamble, another horse that's a maiden special weight dropper and does have an in-race edge with that late speed advantage over a length better than everybody else. Race 2, Jose says he likes the 5 horse. Thank you, Jose. Dancing on air. Maybe those 5s can keep it up today. The first race, well, I can guarantee you. Oh, I was going to say, I thought you asked who will win. Looks like the 5 horse won the opener over there. And then race number 3, Private Ross going with the 2, 3, 4, and box. Race the 5 won the first race. Alexander Ramirez letting us know. Thank you, Alexander, for the quality control. We appreciate when the community helps out, especially when I'm flying solo. Again, tomorrow, Terry returns. We'll do Golf Stream on Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, 4 and Friday should return as well with Thomas as he's back from spring training. Unfortunately, he didn't make the cut. It's not a part of the regular rotation for the Chicago Cubs or maybe he went to the Brewers. I'm not sure. 2025-2026 edition. 2025. Where can we watch the races? Where are you watching from, Alexander? If you're watching from Latin America, south of the Texas border here in the United States of America, on your phone, look up GRTV Horse Racing. They have the races for you right there. So that's how you can watch them wherever you might be south of America. In Turkey, where we also have a lot of part of our community, you can watch them on a lot of the, I know they have Turkish betting houses. You can do that there. Help the show. Hit that like button. Indeed, hit that like button. It's free. Subscribe. It's free. Share our content. It's free. Anything that we do, that's free. And that you can also participate in. Interactivity boosts our scores. Race 4, hopefully we can boost our loyalty by hitting more winners. Haven't hit any today, but hey, didn't make any bets yet either. 7 furlongs. Again, 7 furlong race in a row where they'll start back here. Make about the longest trip they possibly can without 2 turns at the Parx race course. Again, that maiden claiming 10,000 top tier stuff for maidens 4-year-olds and up. Speed figure, the average winning one being 71. We're looking for some early speed in race number 4. Again, we'll refer to our data sheets. The 2 horse, again, with a pretty aggressive advantage over everybody else, although plenty of company because a lot show the ability to get forward. Heck, you see down here, the 6 horse with an 8% chance to lead also has the most early pace. At the end of the race, the 5, the 1, the 7, and the 3 will be coming the most. Also, our top 4 total pace horses where, again, 7 out of 10 winners can be found. We have 1 horse in here, the 5 horse that has hit par so far. Did show some better early pace last time out. Whole bunch of class droppers in here with the 3, the 2, the 3, the 5, and the 7. If you're looking or play jockeys, the 3 horse, One Last Kiss, top jock. Although the 1 horse does have a jockey that does a great job of getting in the money, maybe not so much win. Bad Advice has the best trainer in the race. Our race shape is pretty much slanted towards the back here. 3 horses, your lone E, should be part of the early pay. Dangerous. 1 wants to ride that co-pilot position. It could be in that co-pilot position. 4, 5, and 6 want to close. The 2 and the 7 so far are not within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. As we take a look at our C-zone, which horses are going to get very comfortable races, the 1 and the 4. Better than a 50% chance that this race will shape up in a way that favors their running style. My picks for race number 4. let me know that I like, well, we have the 6-horse scratching your Harrison C. I like the 7, Bad Advice. Maybe indeed that's what it is, but I'm going to take a look at the 7-horse Bad Advice because he speed and fade in its last race, cutting back in distance, a good thing that I learned from our old friend, Charles, that when those horses go long, show speed, and then cut back a short amount of distance, a lot of times those horses follow that up with a W. Wincham, the 5-horse, next on my list. That one is the only one to have a par race. We know he can do it. Another one of those track droppers. The 3-horse, One Last Kiss, is another track dropper coming in here today. Going to be Ford. The 5-horse, the 1-horse, Happy Time is the final choice. Highly consistent performer. I don't really think you can include this one at the top of your tickets because the trainer hasn't won in its last 69 races. Those are just odds I can't bet, against. Where can we watch the Parx races? GRTV in Latin America. Look it up on your phone for horse racing. Same answer for you. Race 4, the 3, and the 5 for Private Ross. I'm going to do a pick 4, 3-5-7 to 2-6-7 with the 1-5, 1, 2, 3, and 8. A little bit of hot doggy. That one's only going to be $36. Race 5 closes out the first half of this 10-race card at Bensalem, Pennsylvania today. In this case, they're going to go 5.5 furlongs. They're stepping it up a little bit. Optional claiming $16,000. The horse was in for a price. You would see that number right here, a $16,000 number. Let's see if we can buy into these horses with Terry's lunch money. There it is indeed. You can buy It's a Pity for $16,000. 15-1 might not be your best investment, but hey, maybe you have some training skills that the current trainer does not. This is for 4-year-olds and up, which have started for $16,000 or less, which have never won 3 races, or a claiming price of $16,000, which have never won 3 races, in case you didn't catch that. To get that potential third W at 5.5 furlongs, again, speed is the best way to get it done. Be part of the early pace, middle forward, 40% of the time, be on the lead. The beginning, you'll be on the lead at the end. A real bonus for Rennie. 2 and 3 play fair. 4 and 7 have really taken it on the chin. 8 and out, get a bonus. So inside 3 speed in race number 5. Do we got any of it? We do. The 2-horse, the 1-horse, and then all the speed goes to the outside. Look at this over here. Unswayed, the 2-horse, a dozen more speed figure points than the next closest horse in the race. Going to be on the lead. We do see he has the most early pace. In the zip code for late speed, although that 6-horse, Try Harder, will be trying the hardest at the end. The 6-horse grades out as the top total pace horse, 5 points or a length better than everybody else. So maybe just play the 2 on the speed figure, the 6 on the top total pace. 2 and the 6 also have hit par so far, along with the 3 and the 7. The 1-horse here, better early pace, better fractions for the 3-horse, the Poli last time out. Only one class dropper in here. That is the 4. A couple of others moving up in class. Those are the green horses. The white ones here staying in the same place. Top jock, the 2-horse. Top trainer, jockey combination, the 6-horse. Try Harder. Whole lot of them in here with some strong C-zone, although only the 2 and the 7 scoring better than 50%. 6 is a lone E. Everybody else middle back. Doesn't look like the 6-horse is going to get the lead. Should be part of the lead. But again, has that late speed. So if the 6 is up on the front, folks, look out. Everybody else, middle back. How do I see race number 5? I think the 2-horse, Unswayed, with all that speed figure advantage, going to have to come down a lot, or everybody else come up for the pace setter. Doesn't need to be the pace setter, maybe wire-to-wire type. Try Harder is that top total pace horse in there, a length better than everybody else. Third start after layoff, classic angle for the horse to get better, and does have that strong late kick as your 6-5 morning line favorite. Ryan's Fleet, a little bit of a long shotty in there. Some of his best works prepping for today's race, first time since November. In fact, his best workouts. And then finally, the 1-horse, Renee, on that strong rail, better early pace and fractions, nice maintenance workout. I'm going to put a little bit of my money to work. I'm going to play that top speed figure horse, 20 to win, 10 to place on that 2 Unswayed. And then a $10 double, 2-6 with the 1-5 to start the second half in there. I have a $100 budget and that's how we do it. Race number 2, we got that, the 5 horse from Jose. Neil Young says, take my advice, don't listen to me. Probably good advice from looking to where to watch the races and nothing. I said you can watch them on GRTV if you're south of the Texas border, my friend. Race 5 for Private Ross, the 2 and the 3. We should probably get some kind of an affiliate deal with GRTV because we get asked that about 1,000 times a day. And I should just have a link for that, I think, in the description that I can pop up there at will. What do you folks think about that? You think that's a good idea? I think it's a good idea. Let's move to the second half of the Parx card today. That would be race number 6. This time we're going 7 furlongs for the third time today, claiming 10 grand for fillies and mares 4 years old and up, which not run a race since December the 4th. Claiming prices for $8,000 or less are not included in that or have never won 4 races in there. Person here being $26,000 for that long trip around the Parx track at 7 furlongs. The profile of a winner favors horses that have the ability to be close to the pace, although still a little better than 1 out of 4. Get to the lead and keep the lead, gate to wire style. Rail bonus for Pontiffany, 2 and 3 play fair, 4 through 7 a discount, 8 and out a bonus. In race number 6, our early pace tells us that the 5 horse got the most early speed, pretty good advantage over the rest of the horses, although still plenty of them show if things go right, they can get on the lead. 5 horse along with the 1, our top early pace horses, just the way we see it here. The 1 is also our simulation favorite, and Pontiffany, a 5-point speed figure advantage. Again, that's usually enough to get the job done, according to Andrew Beyer. The end of the race, all these horses, again, pretty similar in here. And then our top total pace horses, the 1, 2, 3, and 5, 7 out of 10 winners in that group. Everybody has a par race on their resume. That means anybody can win this race. If you're looking for some improvement, the 1 horse on the rail. Better pace at the beginning, middle, and the end. Fraction-wise, you see the 4 horse and the 7 horse are the only ones to improve their fractions. Again, some more early pace improvement on Argentina Girl. Only the 7 horse dropping in class. Just about everybody else taking a little step up. 1 horse, look at that. Top jockey, top trainer. Got a good trainer here as well on the 5, Mon Petit. Our race shape, a lot of folks here want to be middle forward. It could favor horses with the late speed. Again, those look like the 3, the 1, and the 2. And then our C zone, the 4 horse and the 7, the only ones with C zones that are above 50%, although a whole bunch that are close to that, meaning about 50% of the time today's race will match their best performances. In race number 6, I have the 1 horse, Pontiffany, again, playing that speed figure edge. Also the top total pace horse in this race. All of the race internals were better from start to finish. Mon Petit Chou, or Chow, I don't speak French, but that's how I pronounce it. Undefeated in a pair of races at Parx since coming in from the Naira circuit. The 3 horse, Rumit, could screw everything up here with Jamie Ness and Ruben Silvera because they win a whole lot. But this horse, making its 3rd start at Parx, does like to hit the board at the Philadelphia track, just doesn't like to win. 6 races, 1 win, 1 second, 3 thirds. So it looks to me like one that likes to hang late. And then Confirmed Genius, Terry will return tomorrow. Does make my 4th pick. Consistent performer. Last time out, this horse smoked around the track. Amazing, easy work of the competition. See if we can do it again. But I'm going to go a $10 exacta box with the 1 and 5. And then a 40-cent superfecta 1-5 with the 1-5 with the 2, 3, 4, and 8. And then the 2, 3, because the 2, 3 can't finish. One of them's got to finish 4th, right? Race number 6, we have the 1, 2, 3, 5 box for Private Ross. And then over here, Jose likes the 1 horse, Pontiffany. Thank you. I agree with you, Jose. I agree with that all the way. I wonder if the 2-1 Suede can repeat that performance. Yeah, the 6 is more consistent with the speed figures going back to race number 3. You know, I consider that in there too, Scary Creations. Let's go back, rewind to race number 5 on the 2 horse with the big speed figure jump in there. So that was a definite consideration for me in here on Suede. So one of the things I like to do, I know it's only run 9 races, but it came out of the box pretty hot, and then it backed it up with another one. So it kind of doubled it up. Then the horse dropped, then bumped again. And when it bumped, it doubled it up. So I do expect a little regression. You see then it went in here, kind of just working its way. So this is the bump. You see it bump, bump, fall, bump, 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 fall, kind of moved up a little bit. Here's that big bump. I'm expecting it to follow it up with another race. I do expect it to decrease a little bit because that's what it's showing, bump, regress, bump, regress. And then, so if it regresses a little bit, maybe you take 3 or 4 points off. It's still, if it run an 86 or an 85, I think it'd be really tough for the rest of the horses to take that one out. So I did absolutely 1,000% consider that. Another thing I considered too here was the margin of victory. And Barry Meadows' book, The Skeptical Handicapper. I know if they win by a length and a half or more, they come out usually and run a big race. That's another one of those alpha angles that wins at 15% or more. So I put all of that into my thought process on keeping the two involved in my picks. So that's how I consider, like when you see those big bumps in speed figures, that's how I go back and look and see, do they pair or do they regress? Semi-pair is what I've seen there. I don't know what's going on with my TVG feed as far as race number 2 is concerned. Let's see how far away we are to that one. Maybe somebody can help me out in the comment section because my TVG is not really filling in. So even if it does fill in, I can't look at it anyway, right? So what difference does it make? All right, race 7, I think, is what we're going to do next. That is the late pick 4, beginning there. So in race number 7, that is 1 mile. That is a one clean, complete trip around the track. 2 turns. You got that inside quick left turn in there. This one is a optional claiming, $16,000 variety, purse of 50 grand. So some good money there. 4-year-olds and up, which have never won a race other than maiden, claiming starter, state bred, which have never won 2 races or a claiming price of 16 grand. To make that one trip around the track, type of horse that you're typically looking for is one that has, let me pull up to that page, early speed. Only a handful of races so far. One of those 5 went wire to wire. Most of the others sat in that shotgun. There is a post position bias for Renard. 2 and 3, they've been bad, folks. They probably get shuffled in as the 1 gets the lead and all the outside horses block them. 4 and 7 get a bonus. 8 and out has been the best place. In race number 7, as we look for some perhaps inside speed, we see the 2 horse fits that bill, but we got a good overlay with that 6 to 5 right there on that 1 horse. Morning lines of 5 to 1. A lot of pace in this race, should be pretty hot. You see here again, all these horses tightly knit. So really no clean cut first runner, except maybe that 2. If it can clear the 1, we'll see. The 1, big late pace advantage, nearly 2 lengths over everybody else. 2 length total pace advantage in here. One of 2 horses that have hit par with the 1 and the 2. One's moving up in class, as is the 4 and 5. Everybody else staying at the same level. But look at this. Second race par ability for the 1 horse who's already hit par. If that horse maxes out on its upside, could he reach triple digits? That makes that a stakes contender, perhaps. One of the top chalky drainer combinations in the race, perhaps the 5 horse rivaling that. Nobody really wants the lead. You got a lot of flexibility with the 2, the 8, the 1, and the 5. 3, 4, and 6 want to close. My picks for race number 7. I think that 1 horse has a great shot to get out to there. It is the sim favorite, as we saw at 6 to 5. Second race par ability puts that one in the winner's circle, hands down. The 3 horse Stoncino just missed in his first race at Parx after coming in from the New York circuit. Really nice workout since. The 8 horse Aero Speed, highly consistent performer, trio of good workouts prepping. And then along with the 1 horse, just step on it, the only other horse so far to hit par, absolutely has the back class to get there again, although the last couple of races have been poor. Race 7, Jose liking the 7. All right. The 7 is scratched, I think, Jose, though. That's why I don't have it in there. Race 7, the 2, and the 3 for Private Ross. All right, let's see. Parx. All right, great timing in here. I'm going to do pick 4, 1, 3, 2, 5, 6 with the 1, 2, 6, 8 with the 3, 4, 6, and 10. And with that, race 2 is about to get cooking. Here's what we have for race number 2. The 1 and the 2 for my pick 4. The 2 right now, Stout Hearted, is your favorite. It's also your leader as they get going. get a pretty easy lead over the 3 and the 6. The 1 horse saving some ground on the rail as the 2 has put some separation. Stout hearted between Voy Ivango and Aves Making Waves. 1 horse probably around 2 lengths off the tail of the 6, about 5-6 lengths off the tail of the 1 as the 2 is that 2 horse is just running away. 23 and 23. Only question is that one going too fast. The 6 horse has made work of the 3 horse. The 1 horse now giving chase to the 6 horse. The 2 horse probably about 6-7 lengths off the lead there. I don't know if anyone's going to run that one down. Could be the 6 horse if that horse is going too fast, although the jockey hasn't asked him to go just yet. 1 horse is going to try to make that wide trip around the 6. Let's see if he can pass him. Looks like the 1 horse will comfortably run by the 6. I think it's the only one with a realistic chance at this point to run down the 2 horse. But I don't think anybody's going to do that, folks. I think the 2 horse going to make easy work of this field. It's going to go 2, then the 1. It'll be a duel for 3rd. It's going to go 2, 1, I think 5. 2, 1, and 5. Ice cold trifecta for me. Thankfully, I only put the 1 and 2 to start my pick 4. So away we go again. Let's see if we can hit another pick 4. 3 races to go. Race number 8 is on my itinerary right now. Let me head on over here to race number 8. Now, before we go to race number 8, though, I want everybody to take Don Johnson's advice, because Don Johnson, Miami Vice, you better listen to him. Don Johnson says you better hit that like button, and I agree with Don Johnson. Hit that like button. Follow us if you have not already on our social sites. You see them all streaming down there below. Horse Race, the number 2 day on X, Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, wherever there's social media. We are Horse Race, the number 2 day, except on YouTube. That was my brilliant decision to stick with Horse Racing Radar TV. Probably not one of the better decisions I made. If you're not following us, please hit the subscribe button wherever you're watching on X or YouTube. Also share our content, retweet, take part of our content, show your friends, scream it out loud from the hilltops and rooftops. We'd greatly appreciate it. Again, free picks today over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet for Mahoning Valley. A link in the description below. If you're following along and you want your access to the data sheet, in the description on YouTube, you'll find a link to that as well. All right, let's go about finishing up the last 3 races today. 2 in a row, a mile and a 16th, both of which are $75,000 stakes races. This is for fillies 3 years old. The Mainline Stakes. The Mainline is a neighborhood in or an area in Philadelphia, if you haven't been there. 75 grand for this one. And it's a mile and a 16th. Stalkers do great. Only 8 races at the distance. 3 of the 8 went wire to wire. Outside in is the best bias. Nobody's won from the rail yet. So Maximus Angelicus might not be able to put in a Maximus effort from that rail. Speed, 3 out of 8 going to wire. Let's see who has the most speed in here. That's going to be that rail horse. Maximus Angelicus maybe can go wire to wire. Heck, the 1 horse on the rail has a more than length speed advantage over everybody else. So the 5 might keep it company. 5 also, there you go, one of those speed figure horses with the 4-point advantage. 6 horse has the most late speed, about a length better than the 2. 6 also grading out Draya as our top total pace horse. Top 3 right here, the 1, 2, and 6, they got about a 6-point advantage over the rest. So at least a length better according to top total pace than the rest of the field. The only horse in here with a par race on the resume is Hollywood Beauty. Also an overlay. A 3-2 is what we simulate the horse's odds should be. Again, only 3 horses too when we did our simulation, 4, showing they have an ability to hit par. The 6 horse, a small ability. Whole lot of them in here, better across the board last out. And you got 3 in here, also showed better fractions. 2 horses dropping in class, everybody else moving up a little bit. A big jump up for the 3, the 5, and the 6. They got to make up a lot of lengths. 4.4 lengths for Drya for the favorite. If you're looking at jockey, the 2 horse. If you're looking at trainer, the 5 horse. Lots of them with races that should fit their liking today. Nobody needs the lead. The 1 and the 3 have some flexibility. The 1 and the 5, they can go to the front. They can be patient. 3 is a patient horse. The 2 horse, a lone PC type. Always dangerous, folks. Keep an eye on those. In race number 8, I'm going to go with that lone PC. Hollywood Beauty as my winner. Won 2 races out of 2 at Parx. Only par runner so far. Burner account, that's a long shot in there, folks. Top last race speed figure, 4 points better than anybody else. Rerun that last race, and it's a winner. But here again, one of those horses that we talked about, Scary Creations, where you got that big bump again here in that speed figure. So I said, what in the hell is going on here? You also have that giant margin of victory, that 7 1/4 lengths. So I said, all right, first up, let's look at the pattern. Second up, improved. Over here, another horse, where another time, horse made a first up race. Second up, improved. Not as much as it did here, and that's not surprising because usually horses make the biggest leap from their first race to the second race, but still here, a little bit improvement. So if that horse continues to improve, we should see an 85 or better again. Repeats that race, and guess what, folks? It's a winner at a good price. Diria, that is your morning line favorite. Highly bet in both of its races. I believe, if I remember correctly, for Anthony Dutrow at Hollywood, Indianapolis. And room for a lot of upside in only its third career start. Coming off the bench for the first run since November 1st, or early part of November. Workout so far kind of, Maximus Angelicus going to get on the rail, but that rail sucks, folks. And maybe it breaks the curse where nobody's gone on the rail to win. If it can get a big enough lead all by itself. We'll see if that's the case, if it can get that done. Race 2 won easily. Race 1 second. Could not tell who was third. Yeah, race 2, the 2 won easily. Yeah, I think I think it was the 5 horse was third in there. Race number 8, Hollywood Beauty. Best bet of the day. All right. We like some best bets from Private Ross. Where do we keep that in mind? You got any best bets for today's Scary Creations or long shots? I know usually you got a couple of those up your sleeve. If you can share them with us, that'd be great. A lot of unanimity. The one horse for Jose. That rail so far, for though. That's the only reason why I didn't rank that one higher. Could be a tough spot. Maybe a lot of horses get shuffled. Maybe Maximus Angelicus with that early pace advantage doesn't get that done. Doesn't have that problem. 2 races to go to wrap up today, the Daily Double. A great Daily Double for me would be for you to subscribe so that you don't miss Terry and I as we make our way to Gulfstream Park tomorrow and Thursday, 4 and Friday. I haven't heard from Tom, but I'm sure it'll be somewhere exciting. Maybe we'll be in Hong Kong. Maybe we'll be down in Australia for some fun down under. You're not going to want to miss any of that because Tom and I usually find some nice long shots. So if you want those long shots, foreign tracks, tune in 4 and Friday. Follow us on all of our social sites, streaming below. And when the show is over in just a few minutes, if you head on over to horseracingtoday.net, great story from Nancy Wilkerson, some incredible photos from the Grade 2 San Felipe and the Santa Anita Handicap on the weekend. But right here, you will see Parx Racing. I will put a replay of the show right there, along with all my comments. You can get them here. Keep an eye out on that. I'll also link again to the sheet that I use for data. Soon, we'll be posting all of that stuff for all of the tracks, just working out the logistics of getting all of it available to everybody soon. All right, let's move on to the race Daily Double. I mentioned 2 stakes races in a row. This one's the City of Brotherly Love. Yeah, I don't know if you've been there. I don't know how much love Philadelphians show for non-Philadelphians, especially when they're battling their Eagles. But other than that, most of the folks in the Philly are pretty cool. Make sure you head over to their cheesesteak place if you ever visit the home of independence here in the United States, the Philadelphia. Mile and a 16th for the $75,000 claim stakes race claiming. You're right. What we're looking for, again, is horses that have a good chance to win on the lead, particularly on the outside. Race number 9. Do we see any Buffalo girls with outside speed? No. Again, that inside speed right there, the 2 and the 1. Although an outside horse here, the 6 horse is our simulation favorite. 9-5. I'd say that one should be morning line 3-1. Nobody with the par race. Again, par speed figure here being 92. So everybody's going to have to take it up a notch to hit that number, or they'll just win at a lower number. If you're looking for some horses that made some improvement, right wing runner, late pace improvement with better early fractions, it is your only class dropper. Everybody else moving up in speed figures. Top total pace 6, 8, 1, and 2. Although you do have a little bit of a gap down from that 6, 8, and 1. Top jockey, trainer combination. That one's a standout. Harrigan, best jockey, best trainer. Heck, That's a good reason to look into that one. 1 and 4 on the front. The rest of everybody else kind of middle back. So maybe get to the front. Have a great chance to get there. The only horse that should find the race today to its liking more than 50% of the time is Happily Delusional, which is also your top late speed horse in here. So maybe he's going to like that early speed, try to chase everybody down. I have Harrigan. You got that top jockey trainer combination sim favorite, undefeated in 2 races so far, and you just have no idea how good a horse is until it finally loses. Happy Delusional, maybe delusional for putting it this high, but did up its speed figure in the last 3 races. Bullet work between starts, making the classic 3rd start after a layoff. A lot of reasons to believe Happy Delusional will be better horse today. Right wing runner, the 2 horse, going long for the first time. Could help this horse out. Does have plenty of late legs in there. And then finally, Baby Dukes on the rail, better early pace, closest to par for any horse so far, should be near the front, and did exhibit better early pace last time out. All right, well, 1 race to go for me for my final Amelia Earhart solo shows, claiming 7,500. I'm sure they wish they were running for a lot more money than that. $170. This is for 4-year-olds and up, which have not won a race since December 4th. Very basic in terms of its conditions, trying to get horses some W's. $170 at the Ben Salem track. You're looking for early speed 31% of the time. My math, remember, 5 out of 16. Get the first call, get the final call when the race is over. A little bit of a rail bonus for Rack-a-Tap-Tap. I like that name. 2 and 3 play under par. 4 through 7, a bonus. 8 and out. Not so good so far. Let's see if there's any inside speed in race number 10. Well, doesn't look like it. All of your speed is to the outside with the 6, the 9, and the 7. They're also your top total pace horses. Maybe give the 6 the edge, a little bit more gallop at the get-go. Plus, it's to the inside of the others with some giddy up and go. No speed edge horse in here. The 10 horse is our simulation favorite, although really not a big gap. But if you look at these numbers, this looks like a very good betting race. No clear-cut favorite in here. If you look for the late speed, the 2's got that. Our top 4, 6, 9, 2, and 7, although 10 horse really not all that far off. Everybody's been able to hit par. Everybody's got an opportunity to do so. Horse that has shown the most improvement is Artistic Reason. Does have a little better early speed, a little bit of late speed, and then better early fractions. Also a class dropper, although Game Time taking the biggest class step down, about 1.5 lengths. Top jockey, that's Zap Motion, also top trainer in there. So that's your angle again. Top total pace, top connections, race shape. Most of the horses want to be forward right there, although the 4, 7, and 10 don't need the lead. These guys want to close. Taking a look at the horses that are most likely to get a trip that matches their running style. That's the 2, the 3, and the 6. I think the 6 is going to get the best race as it grades out as my number 1 horse. Zap Motion. Good chance to be on the lead. Very consistent performer, particularly at Parx. 5 races, 2 wins, 2 seconds, and much faster fractions last time out. It's Game Time. That's our favorite on our simulation. You got Jamie Ness. You got Frankie Pennington. That's a great combination. Also, biggest class dropper, as we saw here, dropping about 1.5 lengths. And then number 4, Tycoon. Good chance to be forward. Run back to that January 14th race, and it's a wrap, as they say, my friends. And then finally, Hay Porter claimed making the first start for trainer Irving Rodriguez. When he claims a horse, puts it out to the track, the next time that horse wins at 33%. That's a big number, folks. Jose, see race number 9, Private Ross going with the 2 and 3. Race 10, Jose loving the 10 and the 4. Thank you. Pedro Manuel Lopez Morales, the 4 horse Tycoon, fixed race number 10, 2, 3, 5, question marks for Private Ross. He ain't sure about that. And then finally, Don Johnson, thank you for your time today. Thank you for everybody's time today and comments. I can tell you it's greatly appreciated by both Terry and I as we helps us boost our search engine optimization scores. So that way, when people look for horse racing picks, good chance they'll find this show where we run Monday through Friday. All right, first race is in. The 5-horse one didn't have that one. Second race is in. The 2-horse one, so we did have that one. We are live on our pick fours. Race number 2, our pick 4 went 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 6, 3, 5, 7, 1, 2, 6, and 7. Race 4's pick 4 went 3, 5, 7, 2, 6, 7, 1, 5 with the 1, 2, 3, and 8. Got some bets starting in race number 5. 20 to win, 10 to place on the number 2, $10 double, 2, 6 with the 1, 5. And then in race 6, we have a $1 exact, $10 exact the box 1, 5 with the 1, 5, 1, 5, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3 for a 40-cent superfecta. And then the final pick for the day, race number 7, 1, 3 over the 2, 5, 6 over the 1, 2, 6, 8 with the 3, 4, 6, and 10. Again, managed to bring home 2 of the 3 pick 4s yesterday. My pick finished second yesterday, so let's see if we can improve on that. Again, Terry and I are back tomorrow for Gulfstream Park. That again on Thursday. Up in the air, question mark for Foreign Friday. Free picks today, guaranteed tip sheet. You have Mahoning Valley in there. Link in the description. Our race sheet data, link in the description. Again, head over to horseracingtoday.net. In just a few minutes, I'll post all of my comments, a replay of the show. We will also timestamp every race in the description so you can come back and watch them at your leisure. And if you enjoyed the show today, there is a tip jar now after the show goes live on YouTube. If you want to tip us, great. We appreciate it, especially if you hit a winner. And then another way to help out, Horse Racing Today gear. Right there, click that. Come on over here. Get yourself a beautiful number 1 hat, 2 hat, 3 hat, all the way through lucky number 13. T-shirts. It's going to be 65 in Chicago next Tuesday. T-shirt weather rapidly approaching on this side of the equator. All right, folks, that wraps it up for this non-Terry Terrific Terry Tuesday. No matter what you're doing for the rest of the day, I hope it's filled with God's grace, God's favor. Everything you do until we get back together again tomorrow with Terry ends up in the winner's circle. Have a blessed Tuesday.